Hi, everybody. I'm Don Gingold, president of the Summer Place, Naperville's community theater since 1966. For our upcoming season, summer season, we're very excited to do Sound of Music. It's a big show, and we needed to get somebody that would be able to handle, direct a big show like that. And so we reached out to our friend Jorge Bermudez, and he is going to be our director for that show. And I wanted you all to meet him and say hi to him and hear a little bit about him and what he's going to be doing for our show. So Jorge, thank you very much for being here. We haven't seen you since 2019 and when you directed South Pacific for us.
That's right. Hello, everybody. And hello, Don. Thank you very much for having me back. I'm very excited to be back. This is not only my first time back with you, but this is my first time back in theater after COVID and everything. So I'm just so excited to be back at doing live theater again. But as you mentioned, the last project that I worked on was South Pacific for you guys. I had a blast.
We did too.
You guys are just such a warm and welcoming group, and the cast was just wonderful to work with. And my memories of it, particularly since I believe that was an unusual year for you, right? Because that was a performance space that you're not typically used to.
Right. The year before, they told us they were going to be working on the lighting system in Naperville Central Auditorium, which is typically where, well, we've been there since the 90s. We started in a tent in North Central College, and then in the 90s, we switched over to Naperville Central, where we've been ever since. Then, of course, COVID. So 2019, we were at the what's affectionately called the Yellow Box, the Christ Community Church, which is has a lovely performance black box theater. And so, yeah, that was very different for us. But boy, you did a great job in putting that huge show into a tiny space and making it work really well.
Well, thank you. And I guess back at you, my takeaway from that summer, besides doing the actual show, was just that this group is amazing at being able to overcome lots of obstacles and lots of hurdles. I mean, the show must go on, and boy, we did.
Well, so for Sound of Music, we're very excited that you're going to direct it. And I understand now you've run your own theater company and you've had lots of different shows that you've done, but never Sound of Music.
That is correct. So I ran, it's called Up and Coming Theater. It's a group that runs out of, now out of Elgin, but at the time it was in Arlington Heights. It was formed in 1993. And primarily our focus at the time were dance heavy shows. So Rodgers and Hammerstein shows were usually not even discussed for reasons that we just gravitated towards the A Chorus Lines and the West Side Stories and those kinds of shows. But what's interesting is that ever since day one, my brother has always had in my ear, because Sound of Music is his favorite musical. Ever since he saw the movie, he was a 5-year-old boy, and he fell in love with the movie version anyway. He fell in love with the movie, and he goes, "Why haven't you done Sound of Music? When are you going to do Sound of Music?" And that was in 1992. Well, it's 2022, right? So do the math, what is that, 30 years?
Yeah.
So it's taken 30 years, but we are finally going to do the Sound of Music. So it's a long time coming, but I guess good things come to those who wait. And I think everything happens in the time that it's supposed to happen. And to be honest with you, I think I'm now at the age where I can probably give it the justice it deserved. I don't think I was ready to do it back then.
What has he said now? That did you tell him that you're doing it?
Oh, he can't stop talking about it. He's like, but the interesting thing is that which I imagine for some of the people that are going to be listening to this, they may be surprised, and my brother is one of them, that he knows the movie version like the back of his hand, but he is unaware that the stage version has some major differences.
Right. Many people don't realize that. And I've heard from other folks that when way back when they used to put intermissions at the theater, at the movies,
Mhm.
and when Sound of Music came out, and right after they were married, there was the intermission break. So a friend of mine said, "Oh yeah, when I was a little girl, I went there and we thought it was over. We left."
Oh,
And of course, the thing most people don't know about, or don't think as much about it, because they love Julie Andrews and the beautiful version, the musical movie version of the musical, where she's just stellar. But there is a second story
mhm.
that's probably, especially in today's world, even stronger statement
Mhm.
than all that wonderful music and all the nuns singing and the kids wearing curtains for clothes and all of that fun stuff. There's a heavy story about the 1938 Germany.
Right. And the political piece to it was something that even my brother, I don't think he would mind me saying that he's in his 60s. So 55 plus years later, still was unaware that the second piece to Sound of Music was even prevalent at all or prominent in the story of the Sound of Music, because the movie pretty much romanticizes the love story, and the political element is really is secondary. So I'm really excited, but see, I'm not the opposite, but I do gravitate towards the I hope I can use the word meteor sides to musicals. And so I love a good love story too, so don't get me wrong, it's not like that isn't beautiful, and but it stands it stands as it is. There is a love story that is what it is, but I gravitate towards the meteor parts, and so the political part of it is something that I was happily surprised. Well, I'm not happy about political unrest, but I was happy that there was more meat to the script, and I'm sad that what is happening to the world right now is happening. But at the same time, I think that what happens in the story, it's just so, I don't know what the right word is, ironic. It's just so timely. And it's such a shame, but I cannot believe that similar things that happened in 1938 are happening right now. And with the invasion to the Ukraine, and even just what could have happened in our country, and just resistance to authoritarianism, and and I guess without giving too much away, I'll leave it at that. But all I am saying is that The Sound of Music is much more compelling, and much more, and is more thematically interesting than what you may realize at first if you're only used to the movie version. So I hope that you come see our production, because there's a lot of emotional weight that might be surprising to you.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to the whole process of going through it. But then, of course, presenting this to everybody so that they see all of that. They're gonna, they're certainly walking away with beautiful renditions of favorite songs, some
Sure.
that they've been humming for 60, 70 years now, but also they'll, because of the doing the stage play from 1959, the original play that we're doing, and not a repeat of the movie, but actually the 1959 stage play, that they'll walk away with hopefully a good lesson learned as well. So yes, and it's just so excited to get started. It's great, and it's great having you helm this for us,
Yeah.
leading us all to make this all happen. So a couple of quick things just to kind of round things out. The show's opening night is July 15th, this coming summer, and of course we have workshops planned, like how one auditions. We'll have you that, and Jorge will be a part of that and helping us to help our community, because it is a community theater, and it's not just kids who are the theater majors in school, or it's anybody who feels that they could contribute to the show. We want to see them, and so the workshop will help get that going. And then, of course, auditions, rehearsals, and we have some special events all through the April, May, and June, leading up to opening night, July 15th. And it's for 3 weekends. And so it'll run all the way through the 31st of July. So looking forward to it. And there'll be more that we could talk about. So let's just stop it here, but we'll get back together on a call here. And then of course you'll get a chance, everybody out there, you'll get a chance to meet the other folks that are in part of the production team with Jorge. So Jorge, thanks so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing everybody. So hope to see you.
We look forward to it.